Hello, everybody. Happy, what day is it? Thursday. All right, we're going to do like a potpourri one. I've been trying to do every month. I think I've done it. If not, I'm very sorry. But to be honest, I've been trying to keep up with our tech team. So I've been running so much that I finally starting to lose weight, which is nice. Today, I'm going to go over some general stuff, and then we're going to do some client portal ideas. And then also, guys, remember, if you have ideas for webinar stuff that you want, just go ahead and email me or Amanda, and we'll try to put it into the webinar. I like to keep them short and sweet just to keep everyone aware of what's going on. So we're going to do some cool little upgrades on the sales stuff, how we're using our customer service reps now, the drawing tool and the new inspection app that's coming out, the homepage upgrade, and then go through like CP upgrades that you want. So I'm going to go kind of quick through these first items because I think you've seen a lot of it. Again, if you haven't seen the sales module, it's really cool. A ton of people are using it. Yes, we're still making a bunch of upgrades. I'm going to go through some here. But one of the things that we can do right now, so you pay us one time, I think it's $1,250 or something, because it does take us a few hours. But we figured out that what we can do for you is we can take all of your customers that currently exist, so you don't have to recreate them as accounts, like the one-time data entry. We can load them as accounts into your sales module, and then we can also, for you, grab all of the historical data. So you're not going to have opportunities, but you're going to have how much money this client has spent with you on service work and production work. So this, I think, for your sales staff is incredibly valuable. And for $1,250, I feel like it's almost a no-brainer because we're doing all the one-time data entry, but on top of that, we're loading all of this data for you. So now you can see how have we done year over year with this client. I think it's an awesome, awesome thing. I didn't think we could do it. When Amanda told me we could, I said, well, we should tell everyone. We've had 5 or 10 people do it already, but just know this exists. Just email one of us. We'll send you a quick authorization form, and usually within a day or two, because it just takes us, again, a little time to run that script. We're going to have that done for you. So that can be done right now. Now, some of the upgrades that are coming right now for the sales module. So this revenue number that we have for them, we realize, and this there was a couple people, I'm just specifically remembering Drew from RCA saying like, hey, we need to be able to see, all of the revenue. So what happens if, they call in and say, come fix my roof right now. So we're not going to take the time to create an opportunity. And I was like, oh, that makes total sense. So we are currently working on this. You'll have it before too long, where you'll see how much revenue you've gotten with that client that has an opportunity tied to it. So think about that's proactive, right? That's proactive work. And then how much revenue do you have with that account that you didn't have to create an opportunity for? So think of it as reactive work. So now all of that is going to show here, so you have a holistic view of that client. And then Amanda also added, which I didn't even see till now, that will know exactly how much we've lost from them, but this has to have an opportunity tied to it. So this is really cool. If it's just created in the production side of Dataforma, we'll call it, we just created a work order and invoiced it, that's going to show up here as this number. If there's an opportunity attached to it, that's going to show up here with this number. Also, because a lot of you have multiple customer cards for the same client due to accounting reasons, we're going to allow you to link all of those customers here in one account. So you'll have the option, do we want to have a separate account for these different maybe offices that I deal with the same parent client, or do I want to group them all together? So this stuff, Amanda, what we're saying, when do we think this stuff will be coming out?
So this portion is currently in development right now. I'm hoping we'll be able to get this out sometime maybe beginning of July. That allows
Okay.
us to complete the actual development and allows us to test it as well.
Yeah, so that's actually sooner than I thought. So cool. So you'll have this stuff, like we said. So call it August 1st, something like that. Long term, obviously, we're still building out what we're going to call leads, which is we're going to do like your nurturing of prospects. We're building out quotas and things like that. But also, a lot of people like the proposals, but we're going to do some cool upgrades too. And this stuff just came about this morning. So I'm not giving you a timeline. There'll be another one. But yes, you're going to be able to use your templates when creating a proposal, because enough people said like, hey, I really need to be able to do my really cool customized template. So we're going to find a way in the short term to make that happen. Well, short to medium term, like this year. We're also going to find a way to add like what I'm going to call tasks. So kind of like the task planner that we have within an opportunity, just to be able to check off, here's the 5 things that I want for my contracting company to happen with each individual opportunity. You'll have a little customizable list. So you'll know exactly what has and what hasn't been done. And that way your sales staff don't have to go in and do a full correspondence. Correspondence is still there for the more detailed information, but just for little pieces of info, we should just have a little task list. So that's going to be coming here this year as well. We'll probably tighten up the Kanban view, because I've heard this from a few people. We'll probably tighten this up a little bit just so we can see more on the page. But all that stuff is coming. Again, I think the for $1,250 to avoid the one-time data entry and to get all the historical sales data in there, I think it's a steal. And also, if you've noticed, we've started to have our customer service reps reach out to you. I've always thought we have the best reactive service, in the industry, but I always felt that we could also have our people reach out to you, because not everyone has time for these webinars. Not everyone has time to, always look at the message board and the emails we send out. So we're going to have our people call you every few months to say, how are you? Do you need anything? What do you like? What don't you like? And do you know we just released all this functionality? So especially if you're one of those people that gets those calls, but you don't think you're the best person at your company, just let us know, or let your rep know when they call, or let Amanda or myself know, and we'll have them contact the right person. So really cool new stuff on the sales and upgrades coming. If you have not seen it, I'm pretty sure we covered it like 2 months ago, but you do have the ability now to draw the roof areas, right? So you come into Dataforma, you sketch the roof areas, you can attach it to an existing area or create a new area. This is going to get really, really, really powerful because we are completely redoing the inspection process. Okay, so here, let me show you the entire way that we document this. So now, instead of our old checklist, we're going to allow your staff to simply walk the roof, hit a defect. It'll have all the information about that defect tied to it. So like this could say, like all this information could pre-populate all of this. And then if I find 11 of these, I don't have to do all this 11 times. I can say, hey, it's like this one, go back to this one, grab this, and then I have 10 more of them. Here's where they are in the roof. And then the report is going to say there are 11 of these. It's going to know the total number. So that's going to be really cool. When you go to the building file now, you're going to see where all of these defects are. You're going to be able to sort through them, which ones are completed, which ones aren't completed, which ones are defects, which ones are access points, which ones are, HVAC units, which ones are electrical panels, whatever the heck it has to be. You're going to be able to sort through all of them right here in the building file. So now the reports are going to look a lot cooler. It's going to have the drawing of the area. And again, the most important thing is we want you to start doing those drawings, because that captures the GPS points of that roof area. So now when your technicians go out there and their process is a lot simpler, just saying, here's where I found problems, then they don't have to attribute them to roof areas because the GPS is going to do it for them. And that's coming again, kind of mid to late summer. So, so that's what, start using the drawings now, because when that's released, you can instantly start doing the new proposals. Oh, the homepage. Before the holiday. I said it, so it has to be true, Amanda.
Yes.
There is. Dataforma is gonna. It's my birthday, by the way, but it's really not. So actually, it's next week. The new homepage of Dataforma is going to be released soon. So before July 4th, we're going to have the left-hand directory, which is the more modern way. You're going to have your quick create. You're going to have like the new lead. We're actually thinking about calling that like new job, but like to create just, auto create a record. You're going to have preloaded dashboards, like tabs of widgets, right? And we're going to just automatically throw a bunch on there for you. But then just like the sales module, you're going to be able to go ahead and customize this as much as you want. And then you can customize the tabs too. And then do we have a limit on the number of tabs, Amanda?
Yeah, I think it's 5 tabs and 9 widgets on each tab is the
Okay.
limit.
Yeah. So that seems like it's plenty. But yeah, so there's going to be a bunch of, when you log in, when this is released, and yes, for all of you people that are scared of change, you'll be able to revert back to the old homepage for a while, not forever. We're going to have the search function where you can search across the entire database or narrow it down, but just a much simpler search function. And then you're going to have all of your reports, right? So all of those reports and templates that you run for internal use, and some that you haven't even thought of, they're just going to be sitting here waiting for you on your homepage, right? Show me my overdue invoices. I think we have a service revenue growth one. We have a service like who's our best technicians. So just all sorts of reports that are going to be on here. So this should be amazing. And again, it just shows, we're finally modernizing Dataforma. But again, I'm really proud of the tech team for how quickly they've been doing all of this. And then all of that said, today's main feature is to get some feedback. And I guess, Amanda, you should check out the questions in the chat. Because I've talked to I think 3 clients lately about doing an upgrade on the client portal. Amanda, which upgrades for the portal do you have written down? Which ones we're going to do in the short term? I know there was a few small ones that we were going to do.
Yeah, there were a couple ones we were going to do with the budget.
Do you remember what it is?
It was showing per area. It might not necessarily be the budget, but being able to see per area, like the dollar breakdown.
Yes, so exactly. Yeah. So because multiple people asked for this. So basically, if you've never seen this report in Dataforma, it's really cool. It's only 4 clicks. So I went accounting, report center, building area. And then again, you could run this on different time periods or just by client. So this is where I used to show our clients, here's how much money you've spent on each building and whether it was production or service work, right? Because when this number hits 20,000, you say, hey, we should probably re-roof this building because we've already dropped 20 grand on service work this year. We can re-roof it for 35. So this report, we're going to put into the client portal so that your clients can see, and again, there'll probably be a role or a permission or something, but they'll be able to see exactly what information or how much money they spent on each building area. But along things like that, we want some ideas on, where else we think we should improve the portal. So I have some examples here. Oh, so in a building. So let's pull up a building. And the first thing is if I'm guessing if your users are going to see all the pins, if you want, and we'll take a quick poll, do you want your client to have a nice little view here of all their deficiency pins and be able to click through them and toggle through them? But also it was like, hey, let's show the square footage, which we can absolutely do. Should we show the deck type? Should we show slope? We talked about the area cost report just now, but also make it so that, you can give a prioritization report to your clients. So these are the things that we're looking for people to do. Another great recommendation that I had was currently, Amanda, do we allow them, could they, with custom areas, change the area condition score rating from 1 to 100 to like A through F?
Yeah, we could so they can't currently do that right now, but we could definitely add it where they can determine, okay, I want this to be a 1 through 100 scale, or I want it to be on a, A through F scale. Yeah, we
Yeah,
can use that for sure.
yeah, and this is one that I like too. Like there would be a score and then there would be notes because I was shown that RCI has like their standard ratings in language.
Right.
So a lot of our clients would just want to use that. It's like we're not making it up. This is the standard, this is what the Consulting Institute uses. So we're just going to use their language. And then we just select one and then boom, it populates all that info. I love this one for them to be able to upload some pictures. So if I'm creating a work order for the contractor, Amanda, they could say, hey, I went out, like I did this today with my pool. Like, hey, the pool looks like crap. And so when I sent something to them, I uploaded a couple pictures so they could see what I was talking about. Because that way I don't have them coming out and not bringing the right equipment and then have to come out again. It's like, no, you see what the problem is. Make sure you bring this stuff. And then just to be able to sort these differently.
And
So
these updates are actually scheduled. I apologize, Brian. These updates are actually scheduled for as an intern project. So when we bring interns onto the development team, they work on projects that actually go into the system. A lot of internship programs, they'll work on something that's then thrown away at the end of the program, but we like to get as much benefit out of our interns as they get from us. So this is going to be a great project for them to work on, and this will be that summer project, and we have some very strong interns coming in this summer. I think this is going to be one of our best internships yet. I'm excited.
Okay, cool. So we're doing them like now, which is great. Yeah, so I guess everyone, on this, if we have questions or chat, but those are the things we're looking for. We're going to do a bunch of these little ones now, and then if there's some big term like ones, we're going to have some time next year. And a couple more just general things. I know Mike Godfrey's looking for somebody to golf with at our summit in La Jolla, and I'm terrible, so I'm not going to subject him to that. So if you're pretty good at golf, I think he's got a couple tee times. And then I think also at the end of the year, the next big project we're going to work on is going to be the calendar. We've talked about it for about a year and a half, but I think we're going to really get on with the calendar so that now we'll be able to, there'll be one calendar link. We can toggle through the different types of calendars. There'll be way more functionality, dragging and dropping, forcing things to go back. But more importantly, scheduling multiple technicians per job. So now it's not just the foreman, but I can decide which other technicians are going with that foreman. And then when I hit a button, it's going to alert those people. So that is the big project that we're working on after we finish up the new inspections and things this summer. That being said, that's my update for this month. Do we have any questions or chat or nothing?
Yeah, Amber from Lang Roofing was asking how to start using the map and GPS areas for the buildings, being able to do those area drawings.
So you got to give yourself this role. Todd and I, my buddy, hunted for it the other week. Do you know where it is, Amanda? Is it a role or permission?
It should be a role because it's not divisional.
Site tag drawing. Boom.
Yep.
So give yourself this role, and then when you do that, all you have to do is go into, let me close this stuff out. You go into a building file, and then you're going to come to site tags. It's going to default to this button, Click on the next one, and now we can start drawing. Doop, 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 doop. And that's it. And then it's going to give you the option to use an existing area or you create a new area. And Amanda, I think right now too, they can attribute their pins to those areas, right? Manually.
Correct. Yeah, when your text drop them in the field, it'll automatically get assigned to the area that it fell within, and you can change it if it fell with on like a border of two different
Yep.
ones.
Cool.
I don't see any other questions then coming through.
Yeah. All right. And remember, I think this has just unbelievable value. Being able to click, like have your sales staff just click on something and see historically. I'll go back to Jimmy John's. All the work that we've done them over the years. That's it.
I do have another question from Amber. Also, any updates to let us know when a maintenance is due for a certain building, like yearly maintenance?
Oh,
Yeah.
so when is this going to happen, Amanda?
This will be after the holiday. It should be shortly after the holiday.
So another huge one. This, and let me, there we go. Now it looks better.
Yes.
So we've built the entire maintenance module. So what Amanda's saying is shortly after the holiday, so think by August 1st, you're going to have the maintenance contracts module. This one, like the sales module, people loved. It was great. It was a huge release. I think that this one's going to be bigger because this hits the core, our core clients in their core business, right? But I know people that are probably watching this that have thousands of maintenance contracts, and Dataforma has worked, but it wasn't an actual module. So if you haven't seen this, one, it's really displaying all the cool new stuff that we're doing. So we're just telling you when things are behind. There's no more having to run a search, right? Hey, let me see which warranties are expiring, right? Let me see which ones I need to schedule, right? You're going to create a maintenance contract. As many buildings, it could be 440 or 400. We frankly don't care. How many visits are we going to have per year? How many years is this contract? Then it's going to know how many times you're supposed to be out there, and depending upon the time frame of that contract, if you're behind. Not only will it know if you're behind, it'll tell you which building you're behind on, right? Here's how many visits we've had. Again, also, we're not popping up a million tabs anymore. We're using these little modals and all the new stuff. So now when I go back to this search page, I didn't lose where I was on the page because we went to a new tab. And when you go back, it doesn't know where you were on the page. It just knows which page you were on. So now we just pop up a modal, gives me a ton of good information. It's colorful. There's graphs like built into the software. Dataforma will either recommend the dates if you want, or when it's coming up, it could say, hey, it's time to schedule. You'll click on this button and you're going to schedule. So Amber, this is exactly what that is meant to do. And then what's really cool is we're going to know what you sold that maintenance contract for, your direct costs from like your hours and materials. So what's our profit? But more importantly, if we sell additional work resulting from this maintenance contract, like, hey, you should really do this stuff too, you're going to be able to attach that to this maintenance contract and then see not only did we profit $1,200, but we sold $20,000 extra service work and $12,000 of that was profit. So that's all going to be here. Well, we'll say August 1st. And then all of the work orders that, apply to it, all of the invoices that are attached to it, everything's going to be in here. Oh, and yes, because this came up a couple of times, we are working on having like the inspections be a part of opportunities, so they'll be there before too long as well. But Amber, I hope you love this because this is a really cool one. This one came directly from our last PSU, now it's the Design Summit. This was resultant directly from that meeting. So it's pretty cool that, and we even said that we weren't going to do it to the end of this year, and you're going to have it in like 2 months now. What else?
I don't see any other questions or comments. So
Yeah, when this comes out, you'll also have this new look for work orders for the list view here. This is what we call the list view. And again, it's going to use modals. Now I can I don't have to open up the whole page, right? If I just want to edit something here, I can just edit something here. And then I can see, what did they say when they called in? What the heck did we do when we were out there? What's the invoice information? All of that is on one page now instead of having to click on the different tabs of that work order. So, and all this is coming with that maintenance build too. So all of this stuff is coming very, very soon here. And then after this, you're going to have the new inspections.
Amber says she loves it.
I love it too. Cool. All right, y'all. Well, thanks for joining. This will go on the YouTube page. If you signed up but didn't view it, you wouldn't know I'm saying this anyway, but it will send it to you. But if you registered, it'll send you a copy. And these all just go on our YouTube page now. But that's it. Have a great week, and we'll figure out probably mid to. Ooh, I got some travel. Probably the second or third week of June, we'll do another webinar. So if you have ideas, please text me, email me, call me, whatever. All righty. Thanks, y'all.
Thanks, everybody.